Hello friends, my name is Manav Singla. I am 2017 batch IPS. Regarding my educational background, I have done BTech in Mechanical Engineering from NIT Jalandhar. Thereafter, I worked for 2 years in power sector with a private company, and after that, I decided to go for civil services examination, and I cleared the examination in my second attempt. In both attempts, I was able to clear the prelims with fair enough, good enough margin. So today, I am supposed to talk to you about the strategy for prelims examination. Okay, so the first thing you must know is that the prelims examination consists of two subjects, the two papers, GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. In GS paper 2 consists of the CSAT the CSAT part portion. That is the basic English and the basic arithmetic, the mathematics. So the most important thing I would like to say is that do not take the CSAT paper do not take it for granted, and do practice. And if you are able to solve the previous year papers well within the time limit, and you are able to score more than 100, uh, then you can leave it. Then you can be pretty rest assured that you will be able to qualify the examination, because the CSAT paper is qualifying in nature, and you need only 33% marks to qualify through the examination. The most important part is the GS paper 1 that decides your cutoff level. Okay, the cutoff for the prelims examination, it hovers around 100. It might be on the some lower side like 95. It can go up to 105, 107, depending upon the difficulty of the paper. So do not go with the preconceived mindset that I will attempt this number of questions and I will leave these much questions. So that will depend upon the difficulty level of the paper. You can choose accordingly on the day of the paper, but you need to know your strengths. Okay, like some people, they are very good at solving the yes paper in terms of they have very good accuracy. Okay, so those people, they generally attempt less number of questions, but they are very sure that the question that they have marked, they are right. Okay, so even by attempting, if you see like 50 questions out of the 150, 60 questions, you can get through this examination. But the point that is that you have to be very much sure that the whatever the questions that I am attempting, they are very much right. Okay, but if you are doing some guesswork, so you need to attempt more number of questions. It can go to up to 80, 90. So mine accuracy was not that good, so I used to attempt questions always on the higher side. So I attempted around 90, 95 questions my during my both the attempts. So you will come to know your strength as you prepare for this examination through the test series that you solve. So then only you will come to know your strength and your weakness, and accordingly you need to make a strategy for your own self. Okay, nobody can teach you like do this and do that. Obviously take advice from other people, but prepare your own strategy, like how I'm going to get through this examination. I did the same thing. Actually, the preparation of this examination is such that you cannot disintegrate all the components into separate parts. Like first you'll prepare for prelims and then for mains. It cannot be done like that. You need whenever you start preparing, you prepare simultaneously for the prelims as well as the mains. Okay, the base that you make by reading the NCRTs, it will make the foundation of your the whole examination. If your base is strong, rest assured, if you do the basic work, you can get through this examination. It is not that much hard. Okay, as I already said, the base and the foundation of this examination is the NCRT books, the basic NCRT books. You need to study from class 5 to class 12. These are the most important and most basic books, but most of the students that are appearing for this examination, they leave this out. Like the mentality is that these are not that much important. No, not very good information is available in them. These are all wrong notions about this book. These are very well written. The language is so lucid that you need not take any help to read these books. So that is the main quality of these books. Okay, if you see the previous year papers, a lot of questions, even in the prelims as well as in the mains, can be solved through these NCRT books only. Yes, another important thing is that you go through the syllabus that UPSC has provided. for the prelims examination. It is given in the notification that UPSC has just released last week. Go through each word of the prelims, the syllabus for the prelims examination. Each word is important, and try to understand why UPSC has put each word into its notification, into the syllabus of the prelims. Okay, so then you can divide your preparation or the subjects that you need to study for the prelims into two broadly, two subjects, two streams. Like one is the static portion, and the second one is the dynamic portion. Dynamic in terms of the current affairs. Okay, the static portion, it includes subjects like history, geography, economics, political science, art and culture, science and technology, environment, etc. So you need to prepare separately for all these subjects, and for the current affairs, you need to study regularly one newspaper as well as one current affairs magazine of any good institute that you may find. As I already told you, the base is the NCRTs that will form your foundation work. And it is not like child, you need to study the NCRT. You need to study it word to word and very carefully. Okay, so the purpose of study, you must know the purpose of study, why I'm studying NCRT and how to study. The main purpose of NCRT is like, if you are studying, then go through word to word and read it very, very, very carefully. You The most important and the most basic, the platform that will form the basis of your preparation is the the previous year UPSC papers, both the mains papers as well as the prelims paper. Okay, you analyze the previous year papers, you analyze the previous year mains paper, and you try to understand how UPSC formulates its questions. Okay, so after that only you will be able to like prepare for this examination. If you study like the previous year 5 6 years prelims examination paper, so you will be in a better position to understand like from which areas UPSC is focusing upon, from which area UPSC can ask questions. And you can also focus on the areas depending upon these previous year papers, like which any line you need to actually read between the lines in the NCRT books also. Okay, so if you are well versed with the previous year papers, you will be able to anticipate like this can be a potential question. If it has not been asked in the previous years, now definitely it can be asked. So you need to prepare like that only. And if you find any interesting fact, any interesting mention in the NCRT books, you take a note of that. Okay, so the main purpose of going through the NCRT should be that you need not pick up the book again and again and read that again and again. Okay, so you make the notes of the NCRT accordingly. After going through the NCRTs, there are some advanced books for each subject. Like for history, I studied the Bipin Chandra, the blue one, with the blue cover. That is for the basically after the War of 1857. It has covered. But for the prelims perspective as well as for the mains perspective, you need to study the Indian history, modern Indian history before that also. For that, you can refer to the NCRT books, the old NCRT books. In that, the history before the 1857 has been covered in a very good detail. So you can study that. For geography, actually, I did not study any specialized book because geography was my optional, so it was never a problem. But yes, apart from NCRTs, if you feel like you need to study something, you can go for the Indian geography, that is by Khuller. Dr. Khuller is one book is there, so you can refer to that for the geography portion. Okay, then is the economics. For economics, the basic NCRTs will suffice. But I would suggest you one thing, that you purchase an economic dictionary. In economic dictionary, all the economic terms that are there, if you find it difficult to understand the economic terms, they are explained in a very simple language. So you'll be better able to appreciate the economic terms if you have the economic dictionary handy with you. Okay, also the another document that I would like to suggest you is the economic survey of Indian government. Actually, throughout your preparation, you need to give most preference to all the government documents that the government releases. So if you study the government documents, you will find the language that is written in the government document is very simple and lucid, and it is what is called a bureaucratic language. Okay, so you need to develop that kind of language along with your preparation. So if you study the government documents, it will be very much helpful for your preparation. Another government document that is very much important for this examination are the ARC report. These are very lengthy, but that's a topic for another day for the main preparation. Here we are focusing on the prelims portion. For economics, I have told you this is books to study, and for polity, now comes the polity. There are always like 8 to 10 questions from a polity portion in prelims. The number can vary, but the number can also go higher. For the polity, you need to study only one book, that is the Lakshmikant. It is also called as the Bible for the UPSC aspirants, and it is rightly so. You need to study the Lakshmikant from cover to cover. You cannot leave any page. Okay, from any page there can be a question in the mains as well as in the prelims. You need to study Lakshmikant cover to cover, and the number of times you need to study, that also I cannot like quantify. I myself have studied Lakshmikant, God knows how many times. Because each time you study Lakshmikant, you will find new facts, new information that will like think like that. I did not know this beforehand. So, so Lakshmikant, you need to study very much carefully, and you study it again and again and again till the time you are able to recollect all the things, recall all the things, and you are very much sure about like what all provisions are there in the constitution and what all articles are there. And yes, you need to remember the most the important articles. You need not remember all the articles that are given in the Lakshmikant, but yes, you need to remember the important articles. There can be some direct questions like on the DPSPs, on the fundamental rights of the citizens and fundamental duties on the citizen, as the government of the today is focusing more upon the fundamental duties also. For environment portion, I used to refer to the Shankar IS booklet is there in the market. You can purchase that. It fairly well covers the environmental perspective. You can refer to that. Also, there are some NCRTs. You go through them. One important dilemma that all the students face is whether to study art and culture, whether to leave it. Okay, because the ambit of art and culture is very wide, you cannot cover all the aspects. But if you leave it, you can be rest assured that if the 2 or 3 questions that are there in the art and culture, if they are very simple, that can decide your fate. Okay, if you have left them, you will not be able to understand. You will not be able to mark these questions. So my suggestion is do not leave any topic for this examination, and also the same applies to the art and culture portion also. For art and culture, you can refer to the NCRTs. There are 2 or 3 NCRTs for art and culture, the 11th and 12th standards. There is very good information about the Indian art and culture. So generally, the questions from the art and culture portion are there in these NCRTs. Okay, so if you cover these 2 3 NCRTs, you can be very much sure that if the question is of simple nature, you will be able to mark that question. Also, there are notes of Nitin Singhania in the market. You can refer to them also. Those are very simple and concisely written notes of Nitin Singhania of the previous batch. So you can refer to them also. Those are very good source for this art and culture portion. Most of the candidates, they refer to these Nitin Singhania notes. So definitely you can buy them also. The last portion I would like to talk to you about is the science and technology. This is also very much important portion. You need to study the statics of this science and technology. You can buy any institute's notes from the market, the handwritten notes you can get. From that you can cover the basics of the science and technology, and rest is the current affairs portion. Okay, in science and technology, mostly the questions are asked from the current affairs only. So you can refer to any institute's magazine and the Hindu newspaper, or any for that matter the Indian Express. You can also refer. So from these 2 newspaper, you read one newspaper daily, and these one newspaper as well as one institute's magazine. These two sources will be able to cover most of the current affairs that you need to study for this examination, for the mains perspective as well as for the prelims perspective. The last important thing for the prelims is the test series that we need to give for before the prelim examination. Like right now, only 2.5 to 3 months are available with the candidates. So you need to go for the test series right now. There are very many test series available in the market. You can pick up any 2 or 3 test series depending upon the time you have with yourself, and there are roughly around 25 to 30 test papers in each test series. So if you solve around 2 to 3 test series, you'll be able to solve around like 50 to 60 papers. If you have more time, you can solve even more papers. And the reason why I am putting much emphasis on the test series is because as you solve the papers, you will be able to analyze your mistakes, and you will be able to make out a pattern out of those mistakes. Like if you like the in the previous of the video, the I told you about no accuracy and all, how you need to do the guesswork and how much you need to attempt. That all will come from solving these test papers. If you solve these test papers very much carefully, so you will be able to generate a pattern like this is my accuracy, this much percentage of guesswork I am doing right. And if I am making even a blind guess depending upon certain knowledge that I have, so my guesswork is right or wrong. Also, the number of questions that you solve, there is a very good chance that in the UPSC prelims paper, you may find the same questions that are being repeated in the prelims examination. So that is actually a very good moral booster, and it gives a very lot of confidence, because you can be rest assured that these questions will be your right answer. So if by solving 50 or 60 papers, you are even able to get like 10, 15, 20 questions in the UPSC main the prelims examination, you can be rest assured that you'll have an edge over the other candidates that are sitting for the paper. Okay, so if you mark those questions rightly, you can be very much in the race for clearing the prelims. So that will also depend upon the how you perform in the other portion also. But these 10 to 15 questions that I'm talking about, that will give you certain an edge over the other candidates. Basically, the what is the prelims? Prelims is basically you need to score more than the other candidates. Okay, as there is mass rejection in the prelims examinations, you need to make sure that what the on an average the candidate is doing, you need to perform a little better than that. And these 10 to 15 questions will provide a huge margin to you than the other candidate. For the prelims perspective, you need to devote approximately 2.5 to 3 months for studying the only for the prelims only. Okay, so now as the time is not that much, the obviously the level of it will depend upon the level of preparation that you currently have. But given the time period that we have now, 3 months, you need to devote entirely for the prelims, and you need to prioritize your subjects depending upon depending upon the strength that you have, the weaknesses that you have. By studying, like you'll yourself know like which subject you know better, which subject you feel that you need to work harder upon these subjects. So this is the time, this 1 month from right from this February and March, that is the time that you need to work upon all this. And after that, you basically go for all the test series that you need to do. Okay, so decide beforehand like which institute's test series you'll need to solve, and pick 2 or 3 test series and do that. Also, by solving the test series, you make notes of out of the test series also, like the question that you did wrong, your factual information was not up to the standards, where you are mistaken of the any fact, like you were very much sure that this question is right, but the answer is something else. You need to make note of that. Okay, so you prepare short notes also from the test series, and you revise them before the day of your examination. And lastly, I would like to say the basic mantra of the success in this examination is revision and re-revision and re-revision and again, and repeating the same exercise again and again, because you cannot never be sure that you have the full preparation or the full knowledge to clear this examination. But yes, if you revise again and again and again, you will be able to, you can be rest assured that you will be able to clear the examination, because it is not that hard of an examination. So that's all. I wish you all best of luck, and very good luck for your prelims examination. Okay, bye bye, see you.